All right, I want to talk about section 12.8, sample spaces and events. First, let's define a sample space. And in a sample space, think of it as like an imaginary place in our head where we can put the set of all possible outcomes for any event that we're looking at in probability. So all possible outcomes for an event. So it's kind of like, I'm not interested in how you got to the answer, but I just want to see all of the possible events. Take a look at it. We're going to start with our spinner first. This spinner has 4 sets. It has an orange. It has a green. Has I don't know what color that's called. Has a pink. And it has a red. And if I spin this spinner, my sample space would simply be orange, pink, green, and red. Those are the only possible outcomes I can get from this event. If this is my sample space, it is everything I can possibly get. Take a look at another example. I'm flipping a coin 2 times. What is the sample space? I could build my tree like I did before, and I'll do that in this case. I could get tails. I can get heads on the first flip. On my second flip, I can get tails, and I can get heads. On my second flip, I can also get tails, and I can also get heads. So if I follow my sample space, I could write I have tails, 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 heads, heads, tails, and heads, heads. Now, if I also wanted to do that without building a tree, I could do that just the same, and that would be totally fine. Now, I can also start drawing some marbles from a bag. And I can do this with replacement or without replacement. So say I have 3 marbles. A green, red, and orange. If I draw one, replace, then draw 2, what are the total sample space? Well, I could think in my head, or I could build my tree again, which is what I'll do for this case. So I could draw a green, a red, or an orange. My second draw I could get, because I replaced whatever marble I got, I could get a green, red, or an orange. I could also get a green, a red, or an orange. And I could get a green, a red, and an orange. So my options in my sample space would be green, 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 red, green, orange. I could have red, green, red, 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 orange, and I could have orange, green, orange, red, and orange, orange. Whew. Now lastly, I want to show you a quick example for what happens when I don't replace that second marble. I'm out of space on this page, so I'll go to the second. So in this case, I'll draw one. keep it, and then draw 2. I'll use the same colored marbles that I had. We had a green, a red, and an orange. So in my first, I can get a green, a red, or an orange, because they're all in the bag and I can get them all. This time my green, for my second draw, I can't get another green marble because I've already drawn that one. So I can only get a red or an orange. My red, I can't get a red marble because I've already drawn it out of the bag. I can only get a green or an orange. My orange marble, when I draw it, I can only get green and red. So in this case, my tree does look significantly different. And you'll notice that I really only have 2 choices for that second draw. Even though the choices are changing, I still only have 2 draws. So my space, or my sample space, will look different. Green, red, green, orange. That's a terrible G. Red, green, and red, orange. And finally, orange, green, and orange, red. For a total of 6. Whereas last time, my total, which I forgot to write, was 3, 6, 9. So my total will be much smaller with replacement. Sorry, smaller without replacement, because my total choices simply are less. Alright, I think that should make sense. Hopefully you can see the difference between what happens when we replace that marble and what happens when we don't. Go ahead and good luck.